determine where they will sit when it comes to semifinals versus consolation. So we are 42 seconds out from the start of this game, and hopefully we go live. What? I know. It sucks though. Oh, is it? Oh, did it go? Okay, perfect. We are apparently live now, Blue Jackets fans, and just in the nick of time. Final 10 seconds of warm-ups ticking down off the clock as the Jackets get ready to take on the Connecticut Ice Cats here. First of the 3 play-in games to determine the positioning. Only 6 teams here in Boston, so top 4 will move to the semifinals. Bottom 2 will get a consolation game. Jackets hoping for a win here to start us off strong. Jackets will be a man down today as Hadley Lakorchik is going to be out on concussion protocol, I believe. So Juliet Dar will be moving back to defense, and Jackets will still be able to roll their 6 defensemen. Hi. Walked in the nick of time here. Yeah. Puck's going to drop here to McInhill, Sullivan, and Svensson out as well, along with May and Dar. Puck's played forward by Dar, but picked up again by the Ice Cats. Svensson trying to grab that right at the blue line, but just sneaks off the toe. Oh, sorry. And Jackets trying to establish themselves here in the offensive zone. Shot comes in from Dar off the leg pads and picked up by the Ice Cats. Ice Cats going to play this one out. Jackets have 3 on her, and she's going to dump that one deep. Puck's going to horseshoe its way around behind the Jackets net. Douse there to try to meet it. Dar now playing it out. Comes to Kohlhaas. Kohlhaas playing it up towards Thomas. Can't quite grab it, and now Ice Cat's going to play that back in. And now picked up again by Kohlhaas. Kohlhaas able to hit the stick of Thomas. Ice Cat's going to send it back into neutral territory, and Jacket's going to head back the opposite way. Played in deep by Kohlhaas as she goes to leave the ice, and it's going to be Olsgaard who meets the puck in the corner. Picked up again by the Ice Cats as they try to play that up the wall. Picked up by Vogelsang. Vogelsang going to send it bouncing toward the net, intercepted by Ice Cats, and they're going to try to send it out, but it's Olsgaard on the sideboards there to keep it in. Ice Cats try to go out the up. Vogelsang side again. She picks it up, tries to get herself some space. Sends one toward the net, and it goes wide and behind. Down again on the Right side. Vogelsang tries to make a play for it, and Jackets are going to send 2 to change. Picked up now by Vogelsang. She tries to make some space, gets a shot, sends it bouncing off the glove, stick side glove of the goaltender. As the offense tries to hold it in here, as Jackets go for the defensive line change. Ice Cats now try to play that out. Picked up by Gutschall. She sends it just bouncing back in, but it's going to go to one of the Ice Cats, but it's quickly taken off the stick by McInhill. McInhill goes to Sullivan. Sullivan tries to take the shot, goes off and in. She scores. So Sullivan able to play it past the goaltender, and she's going to get us on the board. 12:42 to play. And it is going to be Bramante in net tonight. Puck hasn't gone that direction much, so I haven't said the name yet, but. So puck going to drop now to McInhill against Sullivan, and Svensson out as the wings. Mullet and Gutschall back on D. Puck goes down. She tries to play it back to Gutschall. Ice Cats send it toward the corner. Mullet going to pick it up. Tries to make contact. Knocks it off the stick momentarily, and it's going to be played out by Svensson. Svensson sends it over to Sullivan. Sullivan trying to send it back to Svensson. She picks it up, tries to send it backhand toward the net. Goes behind instead, but Jackets going to lose possession. Ice Cats played into neutral territory, but it's going to be off to the stick of Dar. Dar going to send it in. Not going to be an icing. I think it hit one of the Connecticut players. And Connecticut is going to pick it up in Jackets zone. Going to skate it all the way down and toss it in. And around the back of the net, Dar going for the puck. She gets shoved off of it, but Kohlhaas there to try to play it up to Clark. Gets caught on the mid-boards, trying to play toward the net or the Ice Cats, but it gets pulled off the stick again, and Thomas trying to hit LaRoche, but sent back the other way. Ice Cats are going to break in. They've got 2 on 3, take a shot, and gobbled up by Bramante, so we'll get a whistle in the offensive or defensive zone face-off here. 11:43 to play in the first. Jackets are going to send Flaherty out here to take this face-off. She's got Olsgaard and Ori out with her, along with Vogelsang and Myers. Puck goes down. Tied up underneath. A couple bodies hit the ground. Still can't find it. Now it's going to be pulled out by Myers. Myers going to take it to the opposite side of the ice, hit the brakes, and come to the original side. Tries to send it forward to Olsgaard. Hits the skate. Myers goes back to try to collect it in the corner. Flaherty in there to help out, and it's going to be Flaherty's puck. Flaherty takes it around the opposite side. She's got Ori on the mid-boards. Ori hits it off the skate. Tries to send it forward to Olsgaard. Bounces off the stick, and Ice Cats are going to take it into their own zone. They go behind the back of the net. Olsgaard there on the mid-boards to try to meet it. She tries to play that one over toward, I think she was trying to play it over toward Ori. Flaherty there on the opposite boards to try to meet that, and that one comes to Vogelsang. Vogelsang trying to send it toward the net. Didn't have a good angle on it, but able to just play it into the corner. And Jackets going a long line change, trying to capitalize, but Jackets able to recover there. Comes to Gutschall. Gutschall trying to play it up to Svensson. Svensson looking to make it past on the boards. Gets a little help from McInhill, but still can't muscle that one through. Lots of bodies over there, and now it's going to be Vogelsang who just sends it out onto the stick of Ice Cats while she goes to change. Now it's going to be Mullet. Mullet playing it forward, trying to hit Svensson. And Svensson now plays it off the stick, trying to get that back, but it's going to be played forward by his Ice Cats. Now Svensson making a push toward the net. She's defended well, worked her well into the corner, but sends it to the front. Tried to have McInhill there, but can't quite connect. And now Jackets still trying to maintain possession. Pulled out by Sullivan. Sullivan going to try to push her way to the north. She's got Svensson in front. Tries to hit her, but it's going to be picked up again by Ice Cats. Ice Cats now coming out through the neutral zone with some speed, trying to make a play, and puck gets tied up right at the blue line and causes an inadvertent offside. So we will get a whistle in a neutral zone face-off. 9:48 to play in the first. Puck's going to drop to Kohlhaas here. She's got LaRoche and Thomas out as her wings. Puck goes down. Kohlhaas gets it over to Thomas. Thomas tries to play it forward to LaRoche. Gets sent back the other way, and it's going to be brought in by Ice Cats. Ice Cats Play it up to the blue liner. She drops it back down to her wing. Vogelsang now trying to pull that off the stick. It's going to pop out and come into the stick of Thomas. Thomas picks it up and she takes it down through neutral ice. Tries to play it past the defender, and she's going to almost be able to make it there. Picked up again by Thomas, though, off the wall. Ice Cats trying to play it out in my blind spot here. Defended well by Myers. She's just trying to muscle it down in there. And Kohlhaas able to keep it on the blue line. Shot by Olsgaard, goes into the side of the net. Jackets going to change their other two wings here or forwards as Olsgaard tries to hold it down, and she's able to. Olsgaard pulls it off the wall, sends it over to Ori. Ori just flicks one. Those are just a tear above the top of the net as Jackets try to maintain this neutral offensive zone pressure. Comes to Olsgaard again. She tries to send it to the front of Ori, and it is deflected. Now up with the sideboards. That one's going to sneak through, and Flaherty heads back to collect it. Flaherty going to pick it up in Jackets territory. Flaherty plays it forward to the neutral ice as Ice Cats try to shove that one in. Gutschall now going to pick it up on the midboards. She tries to get on the stick, gets it pulled off. Gutschall going to battle in the corner there to try to pull this one free. That one gets sent to the side of Mullet. She loses an edge, but able to hop back up and just chip it forward to Ori. Ori looking for Sullivan in the middle of the ice. And she gets it. Sullivan breaks it out. She's got one defender to beat. Tries to get past, hits the brakes, and gets pulled off the puck. And we're going to get a penalty here for that as so Ice Cats headed to the box for a cross check here, and Jackets are going to get a power play opportunity. They're going to have Sullivan, Svensson, Douse, Dar, and McInhill. So Jackets going to try to punch in number 2 here. 7:52 to go in the first. Minute 30 on the power play. Puck gets tied up underneath, picked up by Sullivan. She sends it up to Douse. Douse going to drop it back to McInhill. McInhill tries to hit Dar in the middle. She bumps it over to Sullivan, and Sullivan quickly to McInhill, but right into the breadbasket it goes as Jackets moving the puck nicely on the first go with that power play. Minute 18 still left. Puck goes down again, picked up by Sullivan. Sullivan quickly sends it to Dar, and that one's going to pop out, though. Picked up by Douse. Douse going to regroup and neutral ice. Jackets trying to move their way in, but comes off the stick, and it's going to be picked up and thrown into the Jackets territory by the Ice Cats. Douse now in the neutral zone, tries to toss it back to Dar, or back in behind Jackets net, I should say. Tries to toss it back to Dar, and Ice Cats are going to end up playing it in offside, so we'll get a neutralized face-off here, but 52 seconds remaining on the power play. Net guard adjustment here. 7:13 to go in the first period. Puck goes down to Kohlhaas. She gets it back to Myers. Myers sends it a bit far, but not going to be an icing. Tapped off the goaltender. And Jackets trying to play it up. It's going to be go to LaRoche. LaRoche going to try to take a step toward the net. She hits the brakes, almost loses an edge. Looking for a passing opportunity, but can't find it in time, and puck goes back into neutral territory. Picked up by Vogelsang. Vogelsang's trying to send it to LaRoche, but gets onto the stick of Ice Cats. Jackets still trying to push it back the other way. Comes to Kohlhaas. Kohlhaas is going to be all by herself here. She's just going to toss it into the corner and buy some time as the other four were changing. Clark dropping low on the board. Olsgaard sends it over to Dar. Dar trying to take a shot. Goes to, had Ori, or not, Flaherty in the middle, but Didn't quite connect. Addie, though, pulling in a solid blue line there to keep this play alive. Olsgaard again sends it toward the middle, but no one home there as it's going to be played out by Ice Cats, and this one is going to go for an icing. Puck's going to drop to McInhill. Sullivan and Svensson out as the wings. Goes to Sullivan. Sullivan trying to punch her way toward the net. Gets it low. Puck's still loose. And then we got cover there. 5:50 to go in the first. Puck's going to drop to McInhill again. She sends it back to Gutschall. Gets it on the stick. Trying to make a play. Sends it over to Mullet. Mullet going to get to it and send it looping around the boards as Sullivan now going to pick it up again. She tries to make her way off the boards. Can't quite make it through. And that puck's going to slip all the way through. Mullet going to be the defender back. She's in a foot race, but she's going to win easily. And she sends it over to the mid boards. Going to be Gutschall trying to make a play on it. Mullet again playing it up. And going to be sent out of the zone. As that one's going to come back to Kohlhaas. Kohlhaas sends it back to Mullet. Mullet sends it over to Sullivan. Sullivan going to head in with Svensson. Tries to play it forward. Svensson couldn't quite get there and through traffic. And now Kohlhaas going to be the one to pick up the puck. In the corner is Ice Cats almost able to work their way out, but it's going to be brought in by Thomas. Thomas trying to make a push toward the net, gets pulled off the puck, hits the brakes, trying to pick it back up. LaRoche to help out. LaRoche able to pull it off. She gets it up to Vogelsang. Vogelsang going to try for the slapper. Can't quite make some full contact, but Kohlhaas there to knock it away from the defenders. LaRoche now behind the back of the net. She pulled off the puck and going to be picked up by Ice Cats. Ice Cats going to come across neutral zone with speed, but defended there by Myers. She makes contact with that puck. Myers now behind the net. She sends it back to Vogelsang. Vogelsang trying to play it forward. She gets it back to Myers. And Myers sends it up to Ori. Ori looking for Olsgaard, but not there. And puck's still loose in neutral territory. Going to come back now to Vogelsang. Vogelsang going to send it over to Olsgaard. Olsgaard tries to play it past. The defenders can't quite get through traffic. That one is going to slide out, though, as again coming up the boards. Picked up Jackets. Just can't quite keep the puck on their stick here. On to Flaherty now. Flaherty trying to send it up to Ori, but comes back to the blue liner. Shot comes in. Goes onto the stick of Vogelsang and out, but still in Jackets territory. And on the midboards, Jackets trying to pull their way out. Not really. Jackets able to get in neutral territory, but sent quickly back in by the Ice Cats. And we'll get an icing call here. Puck goes down to Kohlhaas. She sends it back to Douse. Douse sends it over to Dar. Dar sends it back to Douse. Pops off stick and it's into the front. Chipped away by Ramonti, and now it's going to be Sullivan. Sullivan sends it through the defenders. Almost pulled down again as she made her way toward the net. Sullivan sends it back to Svensson. Svensson can't get an angle, trying to muscle her way around. Sends it to the front. Going to slip all the way through the zone and picked up by Douse back in the Jackets zone. Douse sends it over to Dar. Dar gets the stick caught. Moving toward the front of the net was Ice Cats, defended well by Douse, though. Again, toward the front of the net, and that one's going to come to the stick of Douse. Douse sends it forward to Svensson. Svensson and Sullivan again going to move their way down the ice. Svensson trying to send it over to Sullivan, sends it toward the net. It bounced off the goaltender. And that one's going to slip out past the defender. Jackets move their way down toward the ice. Not quite off the puck, and Jackets' shot goes into Gutschall's legs. Another shot goes off of Bramante, and Jackets able to play that one out of the zone, but not without a couple of dangerous shots there. Comes to Sika Gutschall again. She's going to take it behind the back of the net. Drops it for Mullet. Mullet going to try to send it back to Gutschall. I think it's caught up underneath her, though. And it's going to go to the front. Tipped! Goes wide of the net. Comes up to LaRoche. LaRoche sends it forward to Clark. Clark able to keep it in the zone, trying to muscle her way past. LaRoche now as well. 1:15 to play as they're going to send a long one into the net. Caught by Bramante and dropped for Vogelsang. Vogelsang trying to hit Ori. She gets to the red line, sends that one in. Olsgaard going to try to be the first to the puck. She heads down behind the back of the net. Myers tries to take a shot, goes behind the net as well. Olsgaard now. Comes back to Vogelsang. Vogelsang going to try to drop it back to Olsgaard. Doesn't. Miscommunication, and then that one's going to pop through. Comes to Myers. Myers going to look for some real estate. She takes it all the way behind the back of her net and going to horseshoe that one around. Trying to send it up to Ori. Gets caught at the blue line. She's trying to drop it past Ori. And Jackets get it up to Vogelsang. Vogelsang trying to dance along the blue line, and now she's going to draw her own penalty. So Jackets are going to get another power play opportunity here with just 15 seconds remaining in the period. So this one will certainly carry over into period number 2. Puck goes down, sent up to the blue line, caught by Douse. Douse trying to drop it back to McInhill. Puck goes bouncing and picked up by Sullivan. Sullivan looking for Dar, but her stick was all tied up. Onto the opposite boards it goes. Sullivan trying to pull it off, and that's the end of the period. So after one, Jackets are up 1-0, and still 30 minutes to play. Steven said it's not live.
No?
Is it on, which channel is it on? What? Is there a second link?
Separate.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're not supposed to.
Oh, okay. I got it. Apparently had lots of texts looking for it. So minute 15 remaining on the power play here. Jackets have McInhill out to take the face-off along with Svensson and Sullivan, Douse, and Dar out as their defenders. Puck goes down. Picked up by Ice Cats. They're going to be able to play this out into neutral ice, still with possession. They play it into Jackets territory, but onto the stick of Douse. Douse looking for some real estate. She's going to take it behind the net, drop it for Dar. 57 seconds remaining on the power play. Dar gonna try to turn on the jets here as she tosses up the blue line, tries to drop it for Sullivan. A little miscommunication, but Dow's able to recover, but hooked off her stick, and that one's gonna go all the way down and not gonna be an icing. 40 seconds remaining on the power play. Picked up by Douse again. She sends it up to Dar, or McInhill, but that one's gonna slip off the stick. Sent back the other way by Colonials, or not Ice Cats. Sorry, they've got the same jerseys as the Colonials. And that one's gonna come out of the zone. Picked up by Dar. She on the back pedal looking for some space here. Sends it forward to Sullivan. Can't quite grab it on the boards, but Ice Cats can't either. Although they do now, and they're gonna take that into Jackets territory, take a shot, and we'll get a whistle here. 5 seconds remaining on the power play, 13:47 in the period. So puck goes down, picked up by Ice Cats at the blue line. Jackets try to send it out, gets caught in the skates of LaRoche and gonna slide a bit far onto Vogelsang now, but kept in by the Ice Cats. They try to make a push toward the net, defended well by Myers. Jackets try to play that one up, can't quite get it. Out at the blue line, another shot coming in, hits Vogelsang, bouncing, and Bermonti gonna get a cover over it. So 13:22 to go in the period now. Jackets are going to have Kohlhaas have to take the face-off. She sends it over toward the Gutschall side. Gutschall able to send it to Thomas. Thomas trying to able to play that out, not going to go for an icing, and it's going to be LaRoche as your forechecker here trying to pin this one in. Sent behind the back of the net, and Jackets trying to keep this in. Comes to the stick of Gutschall. She gets contact with it, but it picked up by the Ice Cats. She's able to pull that off the stick though, and up to Kohlhaas. Kohlhaas going to take this one into the zone. Drop pass to Olsgaard. She tries to send it back forward for Kohlhaas, and Jackets going to come out of the zone. Picked up by Douse. Douse sends it forward to Dar. Dar trying to send it forward to Ori. And couldn't quite keep it on the stick, but able to keep it in, and now Olsgaard making a push toward the puck. But Ice Cats are going to be able to play that out. They play that straight to the stick of Douse, or Dar though. Dar quickly over to Douse, and Douse up to Ori, and she's going to dump that one into the zone. Slides behind the Ice Cats net, and going to be tossed back in by Douse as it slides up towards her. Then trying to play this one pass, comes and hits this hands of Dar. Dar able to drop it up to Douse. Douse sends a shot low, bouncing puck. Oh, just misses the net by about a half inch as Svensson tried to clean that one up. Going to come up to Dar again. She's going to send it toward the bouncing toward the net. Svensson again trying to tip that one in. Svensson sends it back. Dar sends it one in again, and I think that hit the skate of Flaherty. Jackets trying to make something happen, comes up to Douse. Douse sends one, sends one absolutely scorching toward Sullivan. Sullivan about died. Sullivan now able to poke one, and that one's going to go off the post. And with all that effort, score remains the same, and we will get an offensive zone faceoff here. 11:24 to play in the second. McInhill going to take the face off. Picked up by Ice Cats. They try to take it to the opposite side of the ice. Look to play it forward. And Jackets are going to try to steal possession here in neutral territory. Comes out towards Clark. Clark gives it a flip forward onto the stick of Ice Cats. LaRoche trying to ride her hard, and McInhill finally able to dump that one. Give us some breathing room here in the offensive territory. It's going to be picked up by the Ice Cats though. Vogelsang dropping low on the boards to try to keep this play alive. Ice Cats pull it off the boards, but LaRoche there to help out, and she's going to take a penalty for that as Jackets got to touch this one. And gonna be Myers over in the corner to try to make a play on this, but Ice Cats are keeping it alive. Vogelsang there to pick it up, and we're gonna get a whistle here. And LaRoche gonna go for the trip here. Jackets are going to have Flaherty, Ori, Mullet, and Gutshaw out here to try to kill this one off. Puck goes down. Jacket sent back to the blue line. Shot comes in, deflected, bouncing puck is behind the back of the net. Picked up again by the Ice Cats, and we're going to get a whistle for the net coming off after that. So. Minute 19 to go in this penalty, 10:18 to go in the second period. Puck in the drop to Flaherty once more. I don't doubt he's having trouble getting that net in. It is chilly in here. Goes down, caught up underneath, picked up by the Ice Cats. Since there's a shot, bouncing puck goes to the side. Mullet gonna head over into the corner to try to police it, but picked up again by the Ice Cats into the blue line. Shot comes bouncing, hits the state of Gutshaw, and Gutshaw gonna try to get her way into the corner. As that one's gonna get sent back to the blue liner again. Blue line to blue line pass, drops it down to the opposite wing. She tries to send one in. Bouncing puck, and now Mullet into the corner to try to clear this one out. 48 seconds remaining in the penalty. Ice Cats with possession now again. They send it up to the blue line. Blue line to blue line. She takes a step to the top of the circle, takes a shot, and I don't know how Bramante saw that. I think defender's going to get yelled at for screening there. But 35 seconds remaining in the penalty as Bramante makes a heck of a catch. So Jacket's going to change it up here. Goes down to McInhill, picked up by Dowse. Dowse takes it behind the back of the net, sends it over to Dar. Dar trying to sends that one over to Dowse again, and Dowse is going to play that one up and up over the boards, but that's going to go for an icing, and we will get another offensive zone faceoff. 17 seconds now remaining. Puck's going to drop to McInhill again. She's got Kohlhaas out there as the other forward. Dowse and Dar back on D. Puck goes down. It's tied up underneath. Dowse trying to send it out, but it's caught at the blue line. Sent in, but it's going to go to the stick of Dar. Dar looking to try to send that one forward. Jackets do muscle it into the neutral zone, but no one quite with possession. Picked up by Ice Cats. Dar just going to push her way into the zone, and Jackets are going to be back to full strength. Jackets trying to put the pressure on here as that one slides up the other side. Picked up by Kohlhaas. She sends that one horseshoeing once more. Now picked up by Ice Cats. They're looking for some space. Takes to the opposite side, gets to the red line. She's going to try to take some space there. Oh, gets a shot off low, goes off of Bramante's pads. Comes to the stick of Flaherty. Flaherty trying to send it up toward LaRoche. Can't quite make it through and gets caught at the blue line. Gets horseshoed around again by the Ice Cats, and they're going to pick it up on the opposite boards. Able to play it through is Sullivan, though. Sullivan going to try to take this one down. She's got Flaherty with her. Sullivan, though, gets that puck taken off the stick. Able to be the first to pick it up and try to send it back toward Flaherty. Flaherty looking for Svensson. Svensson looking for Sullivan. Puck still loose. Hits rocked again. Doesn't go in. Flaherty again trying to send it over to Svensson. And Flaherty getting a little tied up there. Flaherty able to get it over to Sullivan, trying to get it to Svensson again. She's punching it at the corner, and she's going to go down and get that net all kinds of dislodged. And we'll get a whistle here. Puck goes down to McInhill. Sent back to the blue line, picked up by Myers. Myers sitting up, bouncing puck in, going to be swatted aside by the goaltender. Jackets again trying to make contact, but it's going to be played out by the Ice Cats. Comes to the stick of Vogelsang, though. Vogelsang going to try to play it forward for Ori. Slides a bit far, but Ori going to try to forecheck hard on it. Ice Cats go down. Jackets able to keep it in. McInhill picks it up, muscling their way into the corner. That one's going to get flung around to the opposite side. Meyer trying to catch it, but it gets it flipped up over her head, and Vogelsang going to be able to get to that puck. Tries to send it back the other way, and Ice Cat's able to grab it and keep it in possession here. Comes back to the blue liner. She's going to take a shot, goes into a body, and it's going to be McInhill sending it over to LaRoche. LaRoche into the corner. She makes her way around the net, looking for Kohlhaus. Man, I'm out of my sync on my names. Puck's going to slip out past Mullet, and she's going to send it over to Gutschall. Gutschall going to send it forward to Thomas, and picked up by Ice Cats. Ice Cats trying to muscle it in, but forced to regroup and neutralize. They get it towards the net. Going to be Gutschall there to pick it up. She hits the brakes and now sends it into the opposite corner. Jackets trying to punch this one out. Gutschall with a nice outlet to Sullivan. Sullivan now going to take her way down the ice. Sullivan with one man to beat. She's going to try to get herself to the front. Gets a shot off. Still loose. Puck still loose. Goes off the goaltender again. And now that net is all kinds of dislodged. And we'll get a whistle here. Man. Goaltender's playing a heck of a game today, as Jackets have gotten a more than ample opportunity here. Need to get the puck up a little higher. I think she's got some good side-to-side action. Puck goes down. Jackets in front of the net, trying to make something happen, but it's going to be Ice Cats who get past the scrum and head their way into Jackets territory. She drops that pass there at the blue line and takes a shot, but not on target, as Jackets try to pull this one away in front of the net. Going to pop up to Sullivan again. Sullivan and Svensson again trying to work their way down the net, but gets the puck poked. Sent back the other way by Ice Cats, but to the stick of Douse. Douse trying to send it forward. Can't quite make some solid contact, and now onto the stick of Dar. Dar looking for some space, tries to drop it to Douse. Douse sends it up towards Olsgaard. Olsgaard picks it up. She's still got Svensson on the ice as an option. She's going to get to the blue line and chuck that in. Jacket's going to go for the change here. Olsgaard still forechecking on it. Nice drop on the boards by Vogelsang. Vogelsang looking for the front, but nobody home, and Myers is going to drop in dangerous, as Jackets didn't have, she was the lone one back, but no harm, no foul, as now Ice Cat's going to move it back in. They send one lob toward the net, as Jackets are going to now be able to play this one out. Olsgaard sends one up to Ori, but a little long in the tooth. Ori, though, tries to punch it past her. It's going to come out of the zone. Ori going to have to flee, and Ice Cats again able to catch that at the blue line. Vogelsang looking to play that back, sends it back towards Myers. Myers looking for Clark. Clark able to tap that one in. Jackets trying to keep it, but can't quite at the blue line. Ice Cats again. All kinds of types of Ice Cats try to punch that one in. Vogelsang with a nice stick, and as she goes down, this is a nice outlet pass to Clark. Clark now going to come in across the line, takes a shot, goes off the goaltender's glove. The guy was right, got to go high, and Tendy did not look confident trying to catch that one. Puck's going to go and get sent horseshoeing down the ice, and not going to be enough to ice, as going to be picked up by Gutschall behind. She tries to drop it to Mullet, but it's going to be right in front. Almost a terrible opportunity. Shot again, going to go above the net. Jackets able to get this out, though. McInhill gets it up to Sullivan. Sullivan looking for a path to the front of the net. Tries to send it over to McInhill. Can't quite connect. Going to come back to Sullivan, though. She's looking for some space. No one in front of the net anymore, though. Svensson going to come out as puck is tied up underneath. Svensson going to take a really silly penalty as she goes flying into the player, and Jackets are going to go on penalty kill with quite the profanity involved. So Jackets go out to kill off a minute 32:55 to go in the period, still only leading 1-0. Puck gonna drop to McInhill here. Goes down, tied up underneath. She tries to punch it out to Dar, but it's gonna come back to the blue liner. Blue line to blue line pass. Shot comes in low, bouncing puck, sent aside by Bramante. Tied up under the skates of Douse now as she works her way into the corner. Back up to the blue liner. Shot comes in off the skate of Dar that time. Now back to Sullivan. Sullivan going to try to work her way through. Jackets sending 2 attackers here on the power play, or PK. Again, they're able to work their way into the zone, send it up high. It's caught at the blue line, but it's going to come to the stick of Douse. Douse able to play it back into neutral territory. As Ice Cats try to come in on the opposite side, Dar going to send that one tossing back out. Ori now in. Puck goes back into Jackets territory. And Ice Cats take it back behind the back of the net. Ice Cats work their way in, and they're going to get to the blue line, try to drop pass, and Jackets try to pull that off, but can't quite, as they send one flying and hit someone in the face instead of exiting the zone. Dar now into the corner, trying to tie this one up. 12 seconds remaining on the penalty here. Puck comes in, goes off the stick of Douse onto the stick of Flaherty, and Flaherty is going to be able to play this one out. It is going to be an icing, but the penalty will expire as the icing expires, and Jackets will be back to full strength. 1:24 in the second. Jackets could certainly use an insurance goal here, or 2, and possibly 3. Puck goes down to Kohlhaas into the corner. Vogelsang trying to send it out, gets caught on the boards. Jackets able to get it into neutral territory, but picked up by Ice Cats, and Ice Cats are going to send it in offside, so we'll get a whistle. 1:14 to play in the second. Puck goes down to Kohlhaas. Ice Cats trying to gain possession. Thomas sends it forward, and Ice Cats, though, pick it right back up. They come into Jackets territory, send it toward the front of the net, bouncing puck. Can't quite connect on the centering pass. Again, bouncing, and that one's going to go through the crease once more. Thomas into the edge, trying to muscle her way as Jackets trying to get this one off. Comes over to Vogelsang. Vogelsang gets herself pulled off the puck, sends that one forward. Kohlhaas now into the corner, trying to get this out. Comes to Myers. Myers assessing her options as she almost loses it. Gonna be able to, tries to send it up to Thomas, but picked off and sent back the opposite way. Jackets looking a little fatigued here. Looks loose, and it's gonna come to LaRoche. LaRoche gets it up to Thomas. Thomas going to get it to the red line and chuck that in at 14 seconds remaining. Jackets going to spread out, going to try to pin this puck in here. But it's going to be Connecticut coming out across the blue line. Jackets able to pull that one off the stick, and that'll do it for period number 2.
Let's go, Ed.
Jacket's going to take a tenuous 1-goal lead here going into the final 15 minutes of the game. I like them. Yes. Yeah. Jackets with McIntyre, Sullivan, Clark, Dowse, and Dar. Puck goes down. Clark trying to muscle her off the puck. That's going to sent in all the way to the Jackets net. Dar trying to send a no-look back to Dowse. Dowse is going to be able to play it up over the boards. Gets past the blue liner. Sullivan going to go on the hard forecheck. Caught by McIntyre. She sends it forward to Sullivan. Sullivan going to try to push her way toward the net. Looking for some space. Gets to the front. Goes off the pads, but no rebound opportunity. And now Ice Cats coming back the opposite direction. Ice Cats take a shot into Vermonti. Puck still loose. The second shot goes wide of the net. And Jacket's going to try to clear this one out. Comes to the front, comes to the blue line, but caught. And now onto the stick of Dar. Dar going to try to take this one down as she looks for her way to the front of the net. Sends a pass to LaRoche. Thought it was in, but no such luck. And we will get a cover here. And a little bit of puck is still loose as a little miscommunication. I think they forgot the whistle. Actually. So, a little extra effort there. And Jackets are going to get an offensive zone face-off here. 13:56 to go. Puck going to go down to Kohlhaas, LaRoche, and Thomas out as their wings. Myers and Vogelsang. Shot goes from Thomas. Hits the leg pads. Jackets got to elevate. Thomas again trying to play it toward the front. Goes to Kohlhaas. She gets one low again. Puck still loose, and we'll get a cover here. And Jackets will retry here. Nice effort there by Thomas. Gets getting a couple shots on net. Puck goes down again. Sent back to Myers. Tries to take a shot, but then going to drop it into the corner. LaRoche again trying to pick it up. Picked up by Thomas. Thomas sends it over to Vogelsang. Vogelsang back to LaRoche behind the net. Lots of pressure. Going to be picked up by the Ice Cats. Ice Cats trying to play it out of the zone. And they're going to send that one all the way through. Not going to be an icing call. As Vogelsang trying to take it around the back of the net and gets it picked off the stick. Jackets, though, able to play this into neutral territory. But onto the sticks of Ice Cats. Ice Cats played around the first defender. Trying to pull it off the wall, but it's being ridden hard by Flaherty. Comes to Vogelsang. Vogelsang looking to try to pull this up. Gets it up to Ori. Ori gets it over to Myers. And Myers going to try to find some space here. Hits to the body, though, and can't quite punch it in. And that's going to come back the other way. Letchell trying to defend here, and that's going to come to Flaherty. Gutschall trying to send it up, but not quite on target. Shot comes in, goes off of the stick side blocker. Jackets need to hold here. Comes to Ori. Ori trying to punch it past, can't get it through the traffic at the blue line, and Jackets are going to get that one out now. As puck now comes the opposite direction. Avery doing a nice job there at the blue line to prevent that, and now it's going to be Svensson coming down. She makes another move toward the net as the net comes off, and we're going to get some serious punching and shoving in front of the net here. Jackets going to get an offensive zone face-off here. 11:55 in the third. Puck comes down, gets to Sullivan. Sullivan tries to take a shot, but goes into McInhill's skate. Jackets again trying to get this toward the front of the net. Puck still loose, and we'll get another whistle. Puck goes down to McInhill, sends it back to Dar. Dar going to send it over to Douse. Douse going to send in a shot, and right into the breadbasket. So we'll get another quick whistle here. .11:39 to play in the third. Puck goes down to McInhill again. Picked up by Sullivan. Sullivan sends a shot, goes off the legs of the goaltender, and now it's going to be coming out of the zone. Comes to the stick of Douse, though. Douse looking for some space. Has the puck up on its edge. The Jackets trying to work this out. Picked up and sent in by Svensson, but Ice Cats going to be first to this puck. Svensson again trying to punch her way toward the net. Takes a shot, goes low and wide of the net. Puck again. Kohlhaas trying to keep this pinned in, but as the Jackets change the forwards, and now it's going to be onto the stick of LaRoche. She's going to dump that into the corner. Picked up by LaRoche. She tries to send it to the front, hit some traffic. Had Thomas there, and we'll get another cover as we get some shoving again by, I don't know who. Puck goes down to Kohlhaas. Gets tied up underneath. Jackets trying to send it back to Meyer. Meyer barely able to catch it. Dumps it down deep into the corner, but onto the stick of the Ice Cats, and they are going to play that one out of the zone. Don't think it'll have enough to ice, but these guys don't know how to call icing anyway. Comes to Vogel saying she's trying to send it up for Thomas, and that one's going to go a little long. Oh, they do know how to call an icing. This one is going to be it, so that'll come down into the defensive zone for the Jackets, and we'll get a defensive face-off. 10:18 to play. Puck goes down. Picked up by Ori. She tries to play it up, but comes caught by the defender. Comes in low. Mullet going to go behind the net. She sends that over into the opposite corner. Gutschall going in, looking for that puck. Trying to play it forward to Olsgaard, but going to get caught at the blue line once more. Gutschall again trying to catch that one at the boards. Picks it up, sends it behind the net to Mullet. Mullet now meets it at the opposite side, and we are going to rinse and repeat. Shot, though, moving toward the net was the Ice Cats. Nicely pulled off by Ori, but Jackets can't seem to get the puck out. Puck still loose, tied up underneath, and quick cover as Jackets are getting some great leadership here. Puck goes down to McInhill, picked up by Svensson. Svensson trying to play it over to Sullivan. She gets it to Sullivan, but loses an edge, and it's going to be the Ice Cats who are able to pick it up, and they send that one up and a missile into their own bench, so we'll get a whistle. Puck goes down. It's a shot by Svensson. Kisses the crossbar and goes up and out of place. So we'll do that once more. Puck goes down again. Svensson picks it up, tries to send it up to Dar, but Ice Cats collect and they come on out through the neutral zone. Dar able to pull it off the stick. Svensson picking it up. She plays it forward. Sullivan trying to get there first. Sullivan picks it up, takes a shot, and she scores. So Sullivan able to give the Jackets their second goal of the night with 9:12 to go in the third. Puck goes down, picked up again by Svensson. Svensson and Sullivan working their way toward the net again. Sullivan takes a shot into the glove and out. Sullivan now with it, tries to send it to the front. Gonna pop back to Dar. Dar sends a shot in, goes off the legs, and that's gonna pop out of the zone. Douse back to collect. Into the corner goes, and Jackets send it up to LaRoche. LaRoche trying to play it out, but that's going to skip back into the zone. Picked up by Dar behind the back of the net, trying to play that one out once more, but a shot's going to come in, and Vermonti's going to eat it up as puck goes down to Kohlhaas. She's trying to dig it out and send it over towards the wall. Shot comes in. I didn't even see that one picked up. Oops. Trying to play this one out again, but that one's going to get horseshoed. Up towards Clark. Clark trying to get it through. Gets caught again. Myers now trying to send it over to Kohlhaas. Kohlhaas looking for LaRoche. LaRoche had her back to it, but able to pop it free and get it over to Kohlhaas again. Kohlhaas and Clark going to head into the offensive zone with it. Ori now in to help out, but sent up the midboards by Ice Cats. Ice Cats now trying to play that out, goes to Ori. Ori trying to play it around the defender, but Jackets kind of on a line change here. Ice Cats able to play this one out and into neutral ice. Meyer trying to work her into the corner. She drop passes right at the blue line. Tries to do it again, but it's going to go to Olsgaard now. Olsgaard now working her way into the zone, looking for Ori, and gets a little bit intercepted, but going to be Gutschall putting the brakes on, and we're going to get an offsides here by the Ice Cats. Puck's going to drop to Sullivan. I don't know how these girls are going to play in the next game. Puck goes down, takes a shot. Svensson trying to send it back to Sullivan. But played through by Ice Cats. Into the zone goes Svensson. Svensson trying to look for Sullivan in the front. She drops it to McInhill. McInhill gets a swipe at it, but it's going to be picked up by the Ice Cats again. Ice Cats through neutral territory. Dar going to give it a click, and we're going to get a play with a high stick, but she does not the first to touch it, and Puck tied up in the snow here as Jackets try to move the pile without pulling a penalty. Pops out, going to be the Ice Cats who pull it. And it's going to be pulled off the stick, though, by Sullivan. Sullivan and Svensson headed down. Sullivan looking for Svensson, but can't quite get the pass. And Ice Cats are going to come back out and across as they toss that one into Jackets territory. Dow's trying to make a play on the puck. Comes to the front, going to be intercepted by Dar. Dar looking for Thomas. Thomas able to pop it out of the zone, but sent back in, and we'll get an offsides. 5:47 to go. Woolhouse, Thomas, and LaRoche here. Poked up by LaRoche, who plays that one forward. Here come the Ice Cats, though. Now back to Gutschall, but it's going to slip through, and Mullet going to be back to pick it up. Mullet hits the brakes. Trying to play that one around, sends it up to Gutschall. Gutschall going to look for, I believe it was LaRoche, but not quite hit her, and that one's going to slide back into the zone. Picked up by Mullet again. She's looking for an angle around the back of the net. Takes it all the way around, tries to send it over to Gutschall again. Gutschall now looking for no one, and a shot comes in and into the breadbasket, as not sure what that was. Puck comes back to the blue line. Her shot comes in, tipped, but wide of the net. And now up to Olsgaard. Olsgaard trying to play this one out. Come through. Back into the zone. Myers going to be able to get a stick on it. Everybody kind of looking for the puck at their feet here, as that one does sneak out, and we're going to get an offsides. 4:52. Puck comes down. Trying to dig it out. Ice Cats try to send it back to the blue line. Sneaks through. Olsgaard going to go on the hard forecheck. Trying to play it up. Myers catching it at the blue line. Again, Sullivan trying to punch her way toward the net. Gets it to the middle. Tries to get another backhanded push. Can't quite get it to go, as Ice Cats now going to come out and across. Try to send a cross-ice pass. Can't quite hit her, and it's going to be, again, toward the front, and whoa, Jules lucky to get a glove over that, as centering pass goes. Puck going to drop to McInhell. Svensson, Sullivan. Puck goes down, shot coming in, hits her own player in the ankle, and it's going to come to Dar. Dar looking for Svensson, and on the ice. Svensson now headed down. She gets across the blue line, looking into the corner. She goes, trying to make a shot, goes into the goaltender, bouncing puck, still loose, and we could escape right to the back on that, and Jackets, looks like it's like a little miscommunication. Will still be, isn't it 5-on-5, or is it, yeah, still 5-on-5 hockey. Just offsetting penalties as Svensson and an opposing player go into the box. Picked up by Ori. Ori trying to make a pass toward the net. Can't quite get enough juice on it, and we get a quick cover, so we will rinse and repeat there. 3:54 to go in the game. Flaherty, Ori, LaRoche, Dar, and Dallas out here. Puck comes back, picked up by Ice Cats. Ice Cats gonna push in, trying to make a pass toward the net, take a shot. Low puck goes off to Tremonti. Back behind the net it goes, and Ori trying to pin it in the corner. Dar trying to pull that out. As that one's gonna slip behind the back of the net. Dar gonna send it back up toward Ori. Ori trying to pull it off the wall, but it's gonna come to the blue liner. Blue liner takes a shot, bouncing puck. And defended well by Douse. Now it's going to be onto the stick of Ori. Ori able to get through traffic, and she's going to toss that one in. 3:16 to go in the game. Puck coming across, caught by Clark at the blue line, caught by McInhill. Puck still loose. Dar picks it up, tried to take a shot, loses an edge, and we're going to get a penalty here on, I believe, on the Ice Cats, as we'll get a tripping there. So Jackets will get a power play here. 3 minutes to go in the game. Puck goes down, comes back and slips through into neutral territory, picked up by Meyer. Meyer going to try to send it forward to Sullivan. She's able to get that one past traffic. Sullivan has LaRoche, tries to hit her. LaRoche can't quite make contact. Comes up to Dar now at the blue line. Dar hits the brakes, looking for some options. Drops it down to McInhill. McInhill back up to Dar. Dar back down to McInhill. She takes a step toward the net, takes a shot, goes through the crease and into the opposite corner. Sullivan trying to get it tied up there. LaRoche in to help out. And it's going to be pulled out by Sullivan. Sullivan tries to make a pass to the net, takes a backhand into the goaltender, but bounces free. Picked up again. Meyer's going to grab it at the blue line. She tosses it back down to Sullivan. Sullivan going to try to push toward the net again. Can't quite make it through traffic. Puck's still loose, but diving cover by the goaltender. And we will get a whistle. 2:04 to play in the game. 35 seconds remaining in the power play. Jacket's going to have Kohlhaas, Ori, Flaherty, Vogelsang, and Douse. Puck goes down, trying to make it toward the net, but it's going to be picked up by Ice Cats. Ice Cats try to give it a flip out, but a nice keep there by Vogelsang into the corner with Ori, and pulled out by by Flaherty. Flaherty now with it in the corner again. Jackets no need to do much risky business. Just got to kill off 2 minutes. Comes back to Douse. Douse tries to take a shot. Comes off the stick, and we're going to have again comes off the stick of the Ice Cats, and she tries to send that one forward. Not going to be an icing. And onto the stick of Vogelsang now. Penalty will be expired as we have 1:30 left in the game. Jackets trying to make some pressure happen, but offsides is the call, and we will get a whistle. 1:21 to play in this game.
Yeah, Jackets, finish strong!
Puck goes down, comes back to Mullet. Mullet trying to make contact and able to play that one forward to Sullivan. Sullivan and Svensson going to try to make a push toward the net. Sullivan takes the shot, puck loose, bouncing puck, shot by Gutschall, hits the back wall. Comes up to Mullet. Mullet going to drop it around the back of the boards again. Again, Sullivan picks it up, looking for the front of the net. Sends it over to Mullet, but it's going to be Jackets coming back through. Jackets can't quite get the right angle on her, and they take a shot. Tremonti with a beautiful save, and again, and another one as that puck is going to be Not quite cleared out. Jackets trying to get this one free. Again, puck toward the middle. Goes through the crease, and we will get a whistle as I believe the net came off once more. 30 seconds remaining. Puck goes down, picked up by Svensson. She's able to kick it out of the zone. 27 seconds remaining. Ice Cats with the empty net. 6 skaters on, and back down behind the net, picked up by Douse. Douse going to send it down, trying to hit the stick of Sullivan. Not going to be enough to ice as the board is shuffling. 10 seconds remaining. 6 seconds now as puck comes down into Jackets territory and now onto the stick of Dar. She takes it in front of the net, and that will do it. So Jackets are going to pull out a win here, game 1, 2-0. We will be back not very long, just a couple hours till we face a familiar opponent in Fox Motors.